Hello PTE aspirants, my name is Alina and I'm one of the PT expert trainer at PTE Tutorials Aussizz Group. In today's video, we are going to understand about the importance of grammar and spelling, especially for the writing model. As we all know that there are many of the enabling skills which are contributing the score towards your writing model, like for example, grammar, spellings, vocabulary, form, content. There are lots of enabling skills which are giving the score towards your writing section. But apart from that, the grammar and spellings are being one of the most important enabling skills as compared to the another enabling skills, especially for getting good scores and 79 plus in the writing model. So let us try to understand about that. First of all, as I informed that there are many of the particular enabling skills which are giving the score to your writing section. But apart from that, also there are many of the tasks which are also an important particular task to just get a desired score in your writing model. So it's not that the only two tasks of the writing model will give the contribute the score towards your writing section, but apart from that as well, there are other tasks from the reading as well as the listening model which will give the score towards your writing section. So basically, as you can see on the screen, these are the six specific tasks which are contributing the scores towards your overall 90 of the writing model. So to achieve a perfect score of 90 in the writing section, you need to have good accuracy towards summarized written text, a better accuracy in the essay writing, a better accuracy in reading and writing fill in the blanks, summarize spoken text, listening fill in the blanks, and write from dictation. Now, the thing is that out of those six tasks as well, which are contributing the score to the writing section, some of the tasks are the part of the writing module itself, some of the tasks are the part of even the reading and the listening module. Like, for example, summarize written text and the essay writing, they are the part of the writing module itself. But talking about the reading and writing fill in the blanks, it's a part of the reading section, but it is contributing the score to the writing section as well. Then summarize spoken text, listening fill in the blanks, write from dictation. They are the part of the listening section, but still they are contributing the score towards your writing section. Apart from that, many of the tasks of this particular six tasks are integrated in nature, and many of the tasks are non-integrated in nature. Like for example, summarized written text, it is the giving the score towards writing and reading module. Essay writing is giving the score only towards your writing module, whereas reading and writing fill in the blanks is giving the score towards your reading as well as writing section. Moreover, summarize spoken text, listening fill in the blanks, and write from dictation are contributing the score towards your listening as well as writing section. So now let us try to understand the importance of grammar and spellings for all those particular six tasks. If I tell you about the enabling skills, out of the six tasks of your writing module, there are some of the tasks which is including the enabling skills, and there are some of the tasks which is not including the enabling skills at all. So first of all, talking about the summarized written text, it is including the enabling skills like grammar, vocabulary, form, and content. So there are basically four enabling skills in summarized written text. Talking about the essay writing, it has all the six enabling skills, that is grammar, spelling, vocabulary, form, content, and even written discourse. Reading and writing for the blanks doesn't have any enabling skills. Moreover, summarize spoken text has the enabling skills, which are grammar, spelling, vocabulary, form, and content. And talking about the listening from the blanks and write from dictation, they don't have any enabling skills. So, as we discussed earlier, that out of this six tasks of the writing module, there are some of the tasks which does include the enabling skills. The task which gives the importance towards the enabling skills are summarize written text, essay writing, summarize spoken text. For the remaining task, we don't have any enabling skills, which means there is nothing like grammar, spelling, which need to be thought of, or even the form, the structure for the task like reading, writing, fill in the blanks, listening, fill in the blanks, and write from dictation. So let us try to understand the importance of the grammar and spelling for the remaining three tasks. And also, let us try to understand about the ways of improving the skills. So, first of all, the task which considers the grammar being the important component would be summarized in text, essay, summarized spoken text, and reading and writing fill in the blanks. So, out of those six tasks which are contributing the scores towards your writing module, these are the specific four tasks which considers the grammar accuracy, grammar understanding. Moreover, talking about the spelling skills, it is very important for a student to type the particular words correctly, considering the correct spellings for the task like summarize written text, essay, summarize spoken text, listening fill in the blanks, and write from dictation. If you're able to compare the information with the last 1 minute, I just informed that there are no enabling skills for the task like listening, filling the blanks, and write from dictation. But still, I have highlighted over here spelling being an important component even for those two specific tasks. Reason is very simple because in those two specific tasks, we have to type out the words in the provided blank and the box. So it is very, very important for us to make sure that we are typing those words with correct spellings. Else, it is not going to help us to have better scores towards the writing module. So just try to make sure that you're not even avoiding any sort of spelling mistakes for, and you're not making any sort of spelling mistakes for the task like, even the task like listening for the blanks and write from dictation. Now let us try to understand the importance of the grammar for all those specific tasks for which it is important. Like the grammar is going to be important for your summarized in text, essay, spoken text, and even somewhat for your reading and writing fill in the blanks. Firstly, it's not that just that the particular concept of the grammar will help us to just achieve better score. It is also more about implementing those concept like different types of sentences. It is very important for a student to have a balance between the simple, complex, and the compound sentences for the writing task, that is for the summarized spoken text and for the essay writing. Okay, mostly students are writing complex sentences in the summarized written text, which might not help. Reason being that we are writing a bit lengthier sentence than even the complex sentence in summarized written text, considering a sentence of somewhere near to 35 to 45 words as well. So just try to be sure that you are using a range of grammar concept while you're attempting those writing model. In the grammar, it's not always about using the heavy grammar concepts like hardly we are aware of. Might be it can be the difficult format of tenses, or it might be in terms of subject verb agreement for plural subjects or more than one subjects, or even having a lack of understanding about the different conditional tenses. So just to try to stick to the basic grammatical structure at the first place, which means you need to have proper understanding for the basic grammar in terms of prepositions, punctuations, basic tenses, and even for the subject verb agreement. So grammar is important not only for those specific three tasks of your writing module, but even it is important for your reading module. To solve the questions properly for the reading fill in the blanks, reading writing for the blanks, try to come across different types of grammar range, especially the grammar range in terms of parts of speech. Also, you need to have proper understanding about the main verbs, secondary verbs. You need to able to analyze that what is the word probably possible for the blank which has been asked. You need to observe the few words before and after the blank to understand the type of words for the blank. Okay, so those particular accuracies are always going to help you to even solve the questions for the filling the blanks, the reading for the blanks, and reading writing for the blanks with proper understanding of the grammar. So as you can see on the screen, these are the five most important parameters for the grammar. Firstly, it is one of the most important enabling skills which is contributing the score towards your writing section, and even it is giving the score from spoken text, written text, essay, and even from the writing modules. Sorry, from the reading modules, that is reading and writing fill in the blanks. Lastly, I would say that you must always make sure that PT exams is not looking for a student who is writing the sentence with heavy vocabularies or even with the heavy grammatical structures, even with simple present tense as well, using frequently the simple present tense or being aware about hardly just 6 to 7 tenses, still you can just achieve better scores in the grammar. So it's not always that we must be aware about those different types of tenses which we hardly use, like perfect present continuous tense. We hardly use those tenses. If you're not properly using perfect present continuous tense, still you should have the ability of using at least the present continuous tense. I hope you are able to compare those particular two tenses. Okay, so just make sure that PT is not looking for wide range of grammar from the student, but it is looking more for the accuracy in whatever the grammar range is being used by the student. So, along with the importance of the grammar, we also understood about how the ways to improve the grammar scores. So, first of all, try to understand the most common and important grammatical concept, which are going to be always helpful for us in terms for writing, reading, and listening. Learning the tenses would take hardly 30 to 45 minutes of good efforts, because there are going to be hardly 8 to 10 most important tenses which are being used frequently for even writing the responses and even for analyzing the sentences for the reading module. Moreover, it is important for us to know the different type of concept, that is subject of agreement, tenses, parts of speech. I would say hardly for the conditional tenses, but more for the different types of sentences and even for the punctuations and phrasal preposition. Using the incorrect punctuations, prepositions, tenses would not help the student to achieve better scores in the writing section. Apart from that, try to practice the questions using those concepts. If you have understood about something of parts of speech, try to just observe the parts of speech when you're solving the filling the blanks. Just like that way, if you have learned about simple tenses and the simple sentences and the complex sentences, try to write those types of sentences in the essay response and try to implement those particular understandings. Apart from that, to get a better scores, it's always important that we focus more towards the grammar accuracy as compared to the grammar range for better scores in the writing section. Apart from that, try to give good time towards proofreading whenever you are submitting the response. Just to be sure that you are submitting the response with proper time being allocated towards proofreading the entire response. If somehow you are making the mistakes of punctuations or prepositions, those small mistakes will also reduce the scores towards your writing section. So just be sure that you are giving always somewhat of time towards reading your entire response. Like in the summarized in text task, towards the end, try to give 1 or 2 minutes towards reading your response. Just like that way, in the essay, we'll need more time. Try to give somewhere near to 2 to 3 minutes towards reading your entire response. Whenever you're proofreading, just to try to observe only the grammatical accuracy. Don't tend into indulge into just observing the mistakes of content or vocabulary usage or idea execution. Try to focus more towards analyzing the grammatical accuracy in the proofreading time. The next most important thing is about the spellings. As we know that spelling is again one of the most important component for the writing module, as the important component is the grammar. So in spelling as well, just try to be sure that you are writing the words with correct spellings. If you're not aware about any of the vocabulary, it's always better not to write those words in the response rather than writing the word with the incorrect spellings, that too after being aware about it. Right, so the first most important component for the spelling would be that it is a particular skill which is giving the score towards your writing module. It is one of the skill which is being analyzed in the different tasks like spoken text, then essay, even in a written text. But as I informed earlier, that it is even going to help you to get better scores in the listening from the blanks and write from dictation if your response is mistake free, especially the spelling mistakes. Now, there are very simple ways to improve the score for the spelling. The first is that we should not be confused between the different spellings of one particular pronunciated words. Like any of the particular word can be pronounced in a particular same pattern for both the particular differently spelled words. Okay, like sight and sight. So sight will be spoken in a particular pattern, but at the same time it would differ in terms of spellings. Just like that way, always be sure that you are writing only the words which you are sure about for the task, like essay, written text, spoken text, wherein a student always have a flexibility. It is the student's choice of not writing those particular words with uh, with the spellings which they are not aware of, especially in the task like essay. If we are not sure about any of the spelling of any of the vocabulary, it's always better just to avoid writing any sort of difficult vocabularies, else there are chances that we might end up writing the incorrect spellings. Just like that way, always avoid using the autocorrect option because that will become a bit of habit. So whenever you are practicing the question, just try to make sure that you're not using the autocorrect tools or Grammarly. Once you have written your response, you can just try to use those AI scorings or those tools to know that you have written the response correctly or not in terms of grammar or in terms of spelling. But while attempting the question, just try to avoid using those auto tools. I hope this particular video was informative for you. Thank you so much.